In this lesson, we're going to take the minor pentatonic scale that you probably already know, add 2 notes to it to get the natural minor scale. And we're going to use that scale in a cool bluesy example lick. And oh yeah, we're going to do it in drop D too, just for fun. So let's get to it. I think of the minor pentatonic scale as the Swiss Army knife of scales. It will really fit and work for you in a lot of situations, and it's nice and comfy to get down on the fretboard. But we can take that a little bit further to add some color to our lead lines, to our licks. Still stay bluesy, but when we introduce a couple of other tones coming from the natural minor scale, we really kind of open up a different sound, and that's what we're going to focus on in this lesson. First off, quick review of the minor pentatonic scale. We're going to do this in the key of D. So we're going to start off with our D note, that's the root. Then we need a flat third, that's an F in the key of D. Then we move up to the 4th, which is G, the 5th A, and then the flat 7, C. All right, we usually complete the octave and play that D a step above. All right, sounds great, really useful, and it's going to work in a ton of situations. But we're missing 2 notes from the natural minor scale, also called the Aeolian mode, by the way, if you've heard that. So what we're going to add is the second. This is really cool. We're going to use this in an example lick coming up. That second is E. All right, so we keep the flat third, keep the 4th, keep the 5th, then we're also going to add in the flat 6 right here, a half step above that 5th, okay? This is a B flat, the only flat in this key. Then we've got our C, the flat 7, and then back here to the root. So let's recap that. Our scale formula here is now 1, 2, flat third, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and then the root. This is the natural minor scale. Okay, bonus tip here. If you've studied your major scales, you might notice these same notes appearing in the F major scale. That's because D minor is the relative minor of F major. Those two are identical. The notes are the same. So anytime you've got a major, if you count up 6 degrees in the scale, let's take G for instance, we get G, A, B, C, D, E. E minor is the relative minor of G. So the G major scale and the E minor scale have the same exact notes in it, all right? And this example lick is coming from this minor vibe that we've got going on in a course I'm working on. It'll be out in a couple of days once this goes live, and it's on St. James Infirmary Blues, staple blues tune that you really should get to know, and it's in D minor. And this lick kind of captures some of the vibe that we've got going on in that course. The chords that we need to be aware of under this lick that we're going to learn is 2 beats of a D minor. Play the 3rd chord, D minor for 2 beats, and then A7 for 2 beats. And then the next measure is a full measure of D minor, and we're going to play a lick on top of that. I'm going to thump along with the bass, so the bass will follow that pattern. This low D for 2, A for 2, and then D for 4. But let me play the lick, and then we'll break it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so what's going on here is the bass is pumping out a dead bass on the quarter note. And right there in the middle of the first measure, we switch from the 6th string, remember this is tuned to D, from that low D to an A, and then back for the 2nd measure, the whole of the 2nd measure. Now melodically on the fretboard, what's happening is on the and of 1, I'm hitting this D, and then on beat 2, I'm playing a triplet, hammering up from the minor 3rd up to the 4th of D, right? This is all coming from that natural minor scale. And then catching the A on the 1st string. And I really like fingering it this way, with the D being played with my ring finger, and the middle finger taking care of that minor 3rd note there, the F, and hammering up to the G with my pinky finger, okay? That makes it nice and easy for me to catch this A note on the 1st string with my index finger. All right, so that's what we're doing. That's our triplet. We're starting on the end of one, so 1 and 2 triplet. All right, then we're going to do a pull off right on beat 3 from the minor third, that F note. Now keep in mind, we've shifted to A, so the bass goes to A here, and we're going to call out a different note. This note works great over the A chord. It's an E. That's a strong note in relation to the A chord. It's the 5th of A, and we're pulling off to it, but that's directly from the natural minor scale. Okay, so we got two things really making us need that note right here. It's in the natural minor scale, which is going to fit, and it really calls attention to the fact that we are not in D anymore. We're playing over an A, in this case an A7th chord. All right, so we're going to hit on beat 3 and pull off. So that's a pinch, pull off, and the pull off happens on the and of beat 3. So 3 and. Then we hit the bass again for 4, and then back to our D for the and of 4. All right, so the first measure sounds like this. All right, then we do something a little bit fancy on the fretboard here. After we pull off, what we're going to do is this little run. All right, there's a little bit more to finish it out, but what we're going to do is go back to that A and play a triplet right here. So we're doing the A, and we're doing the F, so that's the 5th, the minor 3rd, then back to the G, all right, the 4th, before doing another triplet, but this has got a little bit of a slur happening. You're going to hang on this 3rd fret, or sorry, on this 5th fret, as you really target a slide in into that 3rd fret. All right, so you don't even really hear that E. Then pull off at the end and come down on the A note, all right? So remember, we're back over D, so these notes sound really good and work quite well. Then back to our D. Then what we're going to do, and this can be kind of awkward, you can use another finger if you want to. I'm really honed into playing my D this way, so I want to reach over with my index finger and catch the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, and that is a B flat. So that's our flat 6. Again, this is a note just like the second, the major second, that is in the natural minor scale, but not the minor pentatonic scale. So we're adding a slight little shade of color by starting on that note and sliding down into that A note there. It's very brief, but it adds a little something to that part. All right, and remember to keep the bass going. That's just plodding along on the beat. All right, and if we put these two together, here's what we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4. We approach this by taking the minor pentatonic scale that you probably already know and adding 2 notes to it to get the natural minor scale. But in reality, it's quite the reverse. At least the way I think of it is that you start with the 7-tone scale and then you chop away the 2 notes to get the minor pentatonic scale. We're just learning it in reverse because most guitarists already know that ubiquitous minor pentatonic scale. But I want you to start stretching that scale a little bit. And in this case, we're stretching it into the natural minor scale, which gives us those 2 tasty notes to work with. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, consider hitting that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below to let me know that you're digging these videos and you want to see more like it. And by the way, come on back next Tuesday because I've got another cool acoustic blues lesson coming out. Can't wait to see you. Until then, practice smart and play on.